Try it now.
Hi, Don. Good morning. Can you hear us okay?
Good morning. Good to see you
We
all.
cannot hear you.
Sorry I can't be there.
Good morning, Andrew.
Can you hear me all right?
You turned off the music, let me know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi there.
Hey, Andrew.
Hello.
Good morning, Destiny. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Thanks.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Try the volume.
Don, we want to do another sound check with you. Can you hear us okay?
I turned up the volume, so
Okay.
it should be working.
Don, good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes. I sort of hear you, but I don't.
Okay, can you hear?
No, I don't hear you. It just says my internet's unstable, so
Okay.
Check
Can,
with Eileen, see if she can hear us okay.
Eileen, good morning. Can you hear us okay?
Good morning. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Don, do you want to try to sign off and maybe sign back in? Okay.
do you want me to do what?
Put it in the chat.
Put in the chat, Chris.
Jen, tell me again what you want me to do.
Yeah, I'm just making sure you can hear us okay. So can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. I was just saying, try to sign
Can you
off
hear
and
me?
log back in. If not,
Yes, we can hear you.
we can hear you loud and clear.
Hey, I'll call you later.
Good.
Hi. Good morning.
Morning, Kenny.
I told him, showing the thing instead of like that screen. Suzanne.
Good morning. Hi, Suzanne. Good morning. Hi, Anna. Yeah, that's fine. We got room. All right. Good morning, Suzanne. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great, thank you. Hi, Larry. Good morning.
Hey Jen, I moved over to my AirPods. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think it's the largest agenda ever done. Yes. Uh, Good back up. I know, we can. I'll just, yeah, just grab a chair or sorry.
Here too, if you want.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be possible. Okay, that's, yeah. We'll try.
We got.
Has anybody else joined online? No, is Ron online? No. Okay. And I give it a couple minutes for Jerry to get back in the room. And then we can get started. Well, because Sharon's in there. Last one.
Good idea. That's right.
Right.
Jerry.
Amanda, let's watch the chat room. Yeah. So we can get started on Sure can. All right, check. Get off and take attendance.
Okay, let's start by going around the room with introductions. Larry, we'll just go in reverse.
All right. Larry Gibson, Hendricks County.
Brooke Thomas, Indigo.
Andrew Kleinman, City of Indianapolis.
Amanda Myers, CIRTA.
Philip Roth, CIRTA contractor with American Construction Point.
Anna Gremlin, IMPO.
Joe Daly, amalgamated transit union 1070.
Mike Growski, Boone County.
Jennifer Gephardt, CIRTA.
And Woody Baxter, counsel for CIRTA.
Jerry Bridges, Madison County. Chris, let's introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm the program manager with CIRTA.
Those online. Destiny, we'll start with you. You're up on the screen.
Destiny Wells, Marion County.
Don,
Good morning. I'm Don Adams, Morgan County.
Kylie,
Eileen Swackhammer, I am DMMPC, that's Muncie, Delaware County.
we've got Suzanne,
Suzanne Darengowski, Hancock County.
and I can't, is that Christine?
Yep, it's me, Christine Altman, Hamilton County.
Abby,
Abby Rubin with Tam Capital Group. Randy, Randy Smith, CSW County.
thanks, everybody. First items up are for consent agenda. Do we have a motion for approval? Second,
So moved. Kylie.
Kylie, we have a second.
Second.
Second from Andrew. Any further discussion on this? If not, roll call vote. Jen?
Sure. Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry. Don,
Don, you may be muted. Can you hear us, Don?
Yeah, I think I hear it. It comes and goes, but I'll say aye.
All right.
Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Kylie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
and Brooke. Aye.
Get off.
Resolution carries. Thank you. Next item up is new business. First item is resolution 2025-10-14-02, resolution to ratify the August 25 AP voucher. Jen?
So since we did not have an August board meeting, this is a resolution to basically go back and ratify the payments that we made in August. The AP voucher was included in the packet. As a reminder, all the transactions are reviewed by the executive committee still and approved with the proper procedures.
Any questions of Jen? Any discussion? If not, I need a motion for approval.
Motion to approve.
Brooke, motion to approve. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Joe. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Jen.
Yes, Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don. Okay,
It's lost.
we still have quorum to proceed. Christine,
She may not hear you.
Christine, can you hear me? Can anybody else online hear me?
Yeah, I can now. I'm back connected. Aye.
Okay,
Christine.
okay, thank you, Christine. Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Kylie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
and Brooke. Hi.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next item up is 3B, which is resolution 2025-10-14-03, resolution to approve updates to the employee associate handbook. Jen?
Yes, so, as many of you probably remember me talking about previously, CIRTA just went through our triennial review, audit, and as a part of the triennial review audit, we had language in our employee handbook that was pretty specific that we are a drug-free workplace here at CIRTA. However, FTA wanted very specific language added to the employee handbook. So this is an edit to basically add the language as FTA wants it in the handbook. Any questions?
There are no questions of Jim. I'll take a motion for approval of the second.
Motion approved.
Mike, motion with a second.
Second.
That Brooke?
Yep.
Brooke, second. Any further discussion? If not, Jen, roll call.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don. You back? Chris, can you show me?
Aye.
You need to see the board members. Thank you. Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew.
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Joe. Suzanne
Aye.
and Brooke. Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you very much. Next item up is 3C, resolution 2025-10-14-04. Resolution to amend CIRTA procurement policy. Jen?
Yeah, so one of the corrective actions that CIRTA had as a part of the triennial review process was for any procurements over $250,000. They wanted us to have a specific checklist that basically is called the responsibility checklist, which is included actually in your packet. It basically is just a checklist saying, kind of going over 4 different things. Those 4 different things are that we've considered the integrity of the contractor, that the contractor's compliance with public policy is good, that we consider their past performance, and that we consider their financial and technical resources. A lot of this information was already in CIRTA's contractor, in our contracts, but they just really wanted it listed out as a 1-page memo that we basically check off and sign and include with the procurement files. So that's why we are editing the policy, and that's also why we have now created the document, and we've already have started to include it in our procurements that they are applicable for. Any questions?
No questions of Jen. Would you need a motion for approval in a second?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Joe motion and Larry seconded. Any further discussion? If not, roll call, Jen.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew.
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Suzanne
Aye.
and Brooke. Aye.
Thank you. Resolution carries. Next item up is 3D, resolution 2025-10-14-05, resolution to approve updates to CIRTA's policies and procedures manual. Jen?
So that was our procurement manual that we just talked about, and I apologize if I said policies and procedures, just to keep us all straight here. This one for our policies and procedures, one of our findings for our triennial review was they wanted very specific cash management allowable language, which was a part of 2 CFR part 200 A through H, that they just wanted us to copy from the circular and put into our policies and procedures. So we did so. That's what this resolution is for.
Does anybody have any questions of Jen? I will tell you that, FTA is real specific about lots of stuff. I know quite a few, we know it, like with them, it's usually, it's in the circular. That's what we want to follow this. So I didn't want you to write it in your own language. So you need a motion for approval on this in a second. So that Mike, you have a second?
Second.
Brooke, and second from Brooke. Any discussion? Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Joe, Suzanne,
Aye.
and Brooke.
Resolution carries. Thank you. Next item up is 3E, Resolution 2025-10-14-06, approval of Title VI plan. Jen?
Yes. Okay, so, the Title VI plan is, we had a Title VI plan, so basically this is just a new requirement. Is that we have to approve our Title VI plan, make sure it's like good and updated every single year. And this is basically, and to approve our current Title VI plan that was included in your packet for review.
Does anybody have any questions of Jen? If not, do you need a motion for approval and second?
Move approval.
Andrew, motion, second?
Second.
Larry, second. Any discussion? If not, Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
okay, yeah, I think you were muted. I saw you were moving. Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew.
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
and Brooke. Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you very much. Next item up is 3F, Resolution 2025-10-14-07, resolution to approve service agreement with the firm for media buy. Jen?
Yeah, so we put out an RFP and sent the RFP to over, gosh, it felt like over 50 plus different advertising agencies. With this RFP, we only got one proposal, so that was actually from our current provider. This is a not to exceed contract paid for through CMAQ funds for our Commuter Connect program. It's a not to exceed $300,000 contract with them. Are there any questions?
Did you reach out and find out why there was only one response? Anyway.
A few, I had probably like 3 different vendors reach out and just said, hey, thank you for, thinking of us. This is not in our, our real,
Okay.
something we want to go after. We had a couple questions that were responded to, and they basically just said that it was just a contract that they didn't have the capability of being able to work with right now. One of them said they wanted to specifically target larger dollar amount contracts. $300,000 for advertising is a lot for all of us in this room, but to the advertising companies, it's not quite a lot.
Okay.
So a firm has done really well. I have no issues with them. They seem to know our agency really well. We still score their proposals as a team of 3. So yeah.
Okay. This is a 1-year contract?
It's actually gonna be a 1-year contract with 3-year renewals. Any other questions or comments?
No questions of Jim, we do need a motion for approval, a second.
A motion.
Joe made a motion to approve.
Second.
Mike, and second. Any further discussion? If not, Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
John. You're muted.
Hi,
Thank you. Christine,
Aye.
okay. Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Joe, Suzanne,
Aye.
Amber. Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you very much. Next item up.
Let's take signal along if we get to Morgan County.
Yeah.
They just got electricity.
Got to upgrade grid, Larry. Now been successful. Next item up is 3G, resolution 2025-10-14-08. Resolution to approve extension of JPPR Incorporated for public relations contract. Jen?
Yeah, so Jen Thomas's contract with JCPR for PR services is up for renewal. This is a resolution to extend her contract. It's a 2-year extension. It's the first allowable extension of 2 allowables. Are there any questions?
No questions, just a comment.
Sure.
I think over the years, Jen has done a marvelous job for us.
I agree with that. Any questions of Jen? If not, we need a motion and a second.
Move approval.
Andrew, we have a second.
Second.
Brooke, second. Any further discussion? Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
aye,
Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
and Brooke. Aye. Thank you.
Resolution carries. Thank you very much. Next item up is 3H, resolution 2025-10-14-09, approval of ADA plan.
Yeah, so this is another one, kind of like the Title VI plan. These were not findings in the annual review, but we are now having as a part of the federal exchange program, making sure that our ADA plan and our Title VI plan are updated every single year and reviewed. So we have done that, and this is a resolution to approve it.
Any questions of Jen on this? If not, need a motion and a second for approval.
Move approval.
Larry for motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mike, second. Any further discussion? If not, Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don, oh, Don, we can't hear you. Oh, okay,
I got an aye,
okay. Thank you. Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
Amber. Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you very much. Next item up is 3I, resolution 2025-10-14-10, resolution to approve Service Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program. Jen?
Yes, I've been thinking about how I wanted to update you on this one, for some point, some time. So I might have Philip or Amanda, key in as well, but so a part of our triennial review process, let's say 3 years ago, we had this finding. And we submitted a DBA plan We worked really hard on it. We communicated and multiple emails through FTA and had multiple email threads with FTA. And they actually closed out that finding and accepted our DBE program. A part of the triennial review this time, it was the opinion of the contractor who did our review that it was closed out in error. And it was not necessarily a program, even though we were meeting our DBE goals. So this is a resolution. We spent some time, worked with Philip and ourselves to basically create a new program. This is a new program for FTA. We are now considered a so there's different thresholds for DBE programs, and we have to do an abbreviated DBE program at CIRTA versus a full DBE program. So this is to approve that DBE program, which is included in your packet as well. And did I miss anything with that? No. Okay. So our target methodology for our DBEs, it will be 2%. And if there are any questions, please let us know. This is a resolution to approve that program.
Has this program been reviewed with FTA?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a part of getting it approved first by you guys, and then they'll let me know. So you might see it again. Yeah, we'll find out. But yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
It's a tier 2 program, so the requirements are less stringent than the before.
Sure, yeah.
Any other questions of Jen?
So how
If not-
does, this is Christine.
Go ahead, Christine, sorry.
Same.
That's okay. How does this meld with what's going on in both the state and federally on DEI stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it is something, it's interesting you asked that question, and that's a very valid question because it actually came up in our executive committee meeting. We were literally updating the exec committee on this topic, and Destiny shared with us some updates on that. So we shared it with Abby and Patrick. We've been kind of monitoring that situation, but right now, until I'm told otherwise, and I'm told very clearly otherwise, we will be acting as moving forward with having the policy.
Indigo's doing the same for what it's worth.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot of uncertainty with it, and it's a little unfortunate because of all the time involved, but it is what it is, and we'll continue doing what we need to do to make sure we're in compliance for now.
I think part of it also is that DBE is part of the statute. It's not part of an executive order, so you can't just wipe it out with a prior executive order like a lot of the previous executive orders just wiped out. This is statutory. That doesn't mean that they may not still try to do it, but yeah. That's one of the big differences. Well,
Still something to chaos though.
it is absolutely. That's a good question, Justine. So, thanks for checking in.
Is there one to kind I think how to say this and not. Is there like, what you just said, Jerry, there are requirements to have a DBE program. Our last one was found in compliance. We have a deadline. I guess what my fear is, the first point, I don't want to spend a lot more effort on something that might be a moving target, right? It sounds like we might not have clear objectives for working towards, I guess. So I guess I don't know if there's deadlines that are being enforced on.
There are
Yeah,
deadlines
okay.
that are being enforced by FTA, and right now that's what we're working on. So this approval after today, this DBE program and this resolution, if approved, will move on to FTA as a corrective action. And the good thing that is new for us this year is that they now have a whole portal where they go and you upload everything and then they show when they close it out. So at least we have more of a, more of some kind of something that shows that, hey, you've accepted it, this, you closed it out,
Yeah, submissions just went into a black box.
Yeah,
In
sure.
the past, and you never.
and you never know.
Sure.
And then you sent all these emails to try to get clarification, to make sure you were good to go. And yeah, last year, the last time we were audited 3 years ago, Amanda, who did you, you reached out we ended up reaching out to somebody at like the DVE office in like DC because we just kept getting pushed by Region 5 and different people to try to get answers and yeah, it's been. Yeah,
Okay.
it's challenging.
No, I know it's required, it's just, I've seen, as mentioned, there was other changes that have come around and you don't wanna be chasing your tail. So,
No, but it could be more work if you stopped. Like it could be more work to prove you are
You
always
actually
in
do it.
compliance, yeah.
I get that.
And the portal's great because it's, it does open it up a little more transparency, but the one issue they also have is their full complement of staff up there was 31. I think we're down to 17 and they're not gonna get any new staff. So that's whatever they used for 31 people, we're basically down a third. So replies were always slow from FDA in the past, so I expect they may be slowing down. And I don't think anybody knows. On the federal highway side, there's things that now get pushed up to headquarters that didn't used to by the FHWA division. And we know some of them we don't know. So, yeah, okay. Any further discussion? Good discussion. You need a motion for approval, a second. Joe made a motion to approve, we have a second.
Second.
Mike made a motion for, the second motion. Any further discussion? If not, roll call Jen, please.
Yes, Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don. Don, can you hear us? Christine,
Aye.
Mike,
All right.
Andrew,
Aye.
Eileen,
I,
Joe, Suzanne,
Aye.
and Brooke.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you. Next item up is 3J, resolution 2025-10-14-11, resolution to approve CIRTA Safety Committee Charter.
Yes, and just for the record, I just noticed an error in the packet. The title was, of the resolution is not correct in the packet, but it is on the agenda. This is. So CIRTA, one of our triennial review findings was that we had a safety plan. And we needed to make some updates to it for their recommendation. And one of those updates was to have a safety committee charter. And do you mind talking about it a little bit, Philip? Are you prepared to do that a little bit?
Sure. While we had a safety plan that covered office procedures and how it dealt with our vendors, we did not have anything in writing addressed incorporating the vendor themselves into our safety discussions. And there are some specific requirements that they recommend, including having non-administrative personnel from the vendor being part of the safety discussions. Somebody who was either an operator or a dispatcher or someone who works in the vehicle maintenance being part of the discussions of the safety. So what we did is right now we have quarterly meetings with the vendors. And we have incorporated that whole safety committee discussion as part of our quarterly meetings with the vendor. Kind of checking off 2 boxes at once. And it's not a heavy lift to achieve, but it's just something that we have to document that we're doing.
You said that, Bob.
Huh?
You said that, Bob.
Does anybody have questions of Jan or Phil? If not, take a motion for approval, a second.
So moved.
Larry, motion to approve, second. Second by Joe. Any further discussion? Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don, Christine,
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Colleen,
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Susie Ann,
Aye.
and Brooke. Aye.
Resolution carries. Thank you. Next item up is a presentation on the draft budget by Jen and by Brandy.
We can get through this. Okay. Can you put up the budget, please? Sure. Sure. Everybody see this as best as we can. We didn't print it off. We sent it to everybody in advance. So hopefully it's not the first time you're seeing it. In addition to that, we just didn't have a way to fit it all on one piece of paper. So we're gonna try to do our best here and virtually show you guys the budget. So a couple of just things I wanted to point out for the 2026 budget. So first and foremost, just kind of start some things that are different than in the past. So, and then Brandy, I'll let you kind of fill in where I might miss anything. So how I decided to calculate partner contributions with all the uncertainties with Senate Bill 1 and everything going on, it's just full disclosure. I took what we asked for 2026, and I used the number of the communities that typically give us money. Knowing that we have been working very hard with the legislative team, and sitting down and meeting with additional stakeholders, so that's how that number, it was 152 for 2025, and we bumped it up to 164. So additionally, right now, insurance costs are still unknown. We have worked with Managed Point, who does our shopping for us, excuse me. They are seeing 12 to 13% increases. What did you put in the budget? Right now, we just left it.
Yeah, those are the vendors that we
So-
use for this year based on what employees have currently.
So something we did differently this year, because last year we only had 2 CIRTA employees on insurance. Right now, currently, we have 4. So if you only have 2, they can't shop for you. So we can't look at compare plans or do anything to that extent. So we had all of our staff this year who were interested in getting benefits. Actually, even the ones that were not interested in getting benefits, fill out paperwork. So they can go ahead and do some shopping for us to get the best potential rates, and then we'll be evaluating them soon. I expect to get that information in the next couple weeks. Our health insurance renews at CIRTA December 1, which is a little different than some places, and then our dental renews January 1. So. Additionally, what you'll find that is different in here is, I was gonna share this in my board update, but I'll kind of share it now, is we had an additionally to our triennial review, we had our State Board of Accounts audit, and very excited that we had no findings for our State Board of Accounts audit, so that was very good. And we also learned that, because of how the CIRTA moving into the federal exchange program and the way that we receive our funding, that we are no longer going to be required to get State Board of Account audits every single year. And they actually said it will be up to State Board of Accounts to determine the frequency of the audits that we would receive. But the first one would not be in 2026, so there's no audit fees in this budget for this year. Additionally, you'll see there is a 3% increase asking for employees, in this budget. Am I missing anything else that is majorly different? Okay. Are there any questions, concerns, topics of conversation?
Jen, did, they give you any idea what your increase might be on insurance?
They said most people are seeing 12 to 13%, but we don't know yet. So we're gonna take a look and see what we have. As soon as they get back to me, we'll evaluate and see what we're working with.
I would say, among counties, folks that I've talked to, 3 to 4% increase is pretty standard this year.
For the employee share?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Any other further discussion for Jen or Brandy on this? This is just for draft review, and we'll come back to you in December. In our December meeting, it's just a reminder that we do need a quorum in person for the budget to be approved. So just a reminder for everybody, it's courtesy, but if not, for updates, we go ahead and Abby, you're here. I don't think Patrick's here, so.
I
Have
would
at it.
much rather be here, because subpoenaed in a lawsuit than he is as an industry expert, so all good. It was good. He would rather be here, he wanted me to let everyone know. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot of updates. I think you all probably know the main topic of conversation at the State House right now is redistricting. JD Vance came last week and talked to the House and Senate GOP. I think the comment that leadership had was the conversation was fruitful, but no decision has been made. So the House Republican Caucus is going back in this week to have another conversation. We don't know what's gonna happen. They're leaning towards probably going back in order to keep a good relationship with the federal government right now. And things like, the DBE waiver and other things like that might not be approved if they don't do certain things, is kind of what Governor Braun has hinted at. So more to come on that. If they do decide to do it, there's kind of two options. They'll either go in around the second week of November, which is Organization Day, or they would try to handle it the first week or so of session, which would kind of throw everything off. So really just set expectations. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we're being told that with the short session and elections coming up, that they're not gonna wanna handle much. If they do decide to redistrict, they'll probably be sued and they'll have to go through all of that. So it's really messy right now. We don't know what's gonna happen. So that's kind of where that's at. Hopefully we'll have some more information this week as it's approaching November, so they really need to make a decision on what they're gonna do and if they're gonna come in for a week and use taxpayer dollars to do so. I have a hard time believing that they would come in and try to do that if they didn't have the votes for it, so stay tuned on that. As far as CIRTA priorities for next session, we had a legislative survey that we sent out. I think we got 2 to 3 responses. A bulk of which had to do with focusing on some dedicated funding for CIRTA, which is not to be dismissed, but during the short session, it's a non-budget year. We don't really have a lot of opportunity to do that. So that's something we definitely need to look at over the next year and see what ways we want to do that, how we want to handle partner contributions and things like that. The Public Transportation Council of Indiana, Jennifer and I went to their conference a couple weeks ago. Doesn't seem like they have a legislative agenda either. So we're not sure what or if anything they're trying to pursue that we could get behind. There's a lot of moving parts with that group, I think, trying to combine with we couldn't think of anything. In-cost, yeah, trying to combine with that. Let's see. Yeah, we're kind of at that time of year where we're gonna start hearing about different pieces of legislation that's been filed. So as we hear about that, anything that impacts CIRTA, we'll kind of relay back to you. CIRTA or the transportation industry in general. We'll relay back to you and see if it's something we need to weigh in on, need to change, so on and so forth. Board appointments, we've been working, with the governor's office. Actually, the chief staff for the secretary of transportation, Andrea Zimmerman, she used to be at NDOT. She has been really helpful, and we've been having a hard time pushing the governor's office along to make his 2 board appointments that he has. Anna's more than familiar with that, as she submitted the documentation for that, I think back in 2023.
More than once.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that was the second time it was submitted, I
Yeah.
think, for you.
In the interest of governmental efficiency, right?
Yeah, and we were kind of told that they're intentionally moving slow on board appointments. I think they're trying to figure out what all of these boards do, which
Oh.
explain, Jennifer can talk about that, but I know that was a really big exercise for CIRTA a couple weeks ago on pulling all this information together. On the governor's office reached out to boards and commissions that they would like to keep, and really, I mean, it was robust. It was a lot of information that they requested. So hopefully, once they have that and they're able to look at all of it, they'll feel comfortable making a board appointment, or 2 board appointments now. And they're more than aware that they need to make them, but I think they're slowly, so, and then we're also working on the board appointment for the 4 largest municipalities, so Fishers, Greenwood, Carmel, and Noblesville. We've had meetings with everyone except Noblesville. Actually reached back out to them this morning. Hopefully we'll secure a meeting with them. And then,
Actually, we met with Noblesville.
oh, Fishers, sorry,
Yeah,
Fishers.
yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully, once we have all of those meetings under our belt, they can come to agreement on a single person they will appoint to fill that position, so. That's all I have right now. Any questions?
Can they do it without FADness? Or do we need?
No, they have
FADness?
to agree,
Okay.
all 4. And I don't think I just followed up and,
Stuff.
yeah, just followed up and need to get another meeting, so,
Just met with Greenwood last week.
yeah. So,
I know that, appropriations during an off year. Or doing no appropriations during an off year is pretty much sacrosanct. But I heard this morning that first quarter revenue was up a $250 million over projection. If that continues, you think there's any chance that they might make an exception for next year?
they normally, if a bill, has any type of appropriation that I'd have to look again to see what the number is on a short session, but it's pretty low. If it has anything above that, they won't even entertain it, and they'd probably have to open up the budget for that again, because I imagine it might come from NDOT or something like that. I'd say the chances are slim. It wouldn't hurt to have conversations, but revenue might be up, and I know they're also addressing, while we don't have anything to do with Medicaid. Medicaid is a huge issue right now, and it's eating up the state budget, and so they're really hesitant to do anything until right now they're trying to make cuts with ABA therapy and all kinds of different things, so we can inquire about it, but I wouldn't get our hopes up too much.
Are you hearing anything? Last thing I heard was a couple of weeks ago about. We were going for long times to massive grumblings from local elected officials about SB1.
Just, what was the question?
Just even more grumblings about SB1.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues. There's gonna be some legislation to fix several things for local government. I don't know what all that will contain. But there's a lot of issues with bonding and all kinds of things and projects that were in the works and that they can't complete because they can't bond dollars that they don't have until 2028. So there's a whole slew of issues, and I know Representative Thompson or Chairman Thompson's been kind of traveling throughout the state, meeting with different local governments, trying to figure out if there's a fix to their problems. So we expect some type of big piece of legislation, probably the DLGF bill, that will address a lot of those
And
issues.
in this session.
Yes.
Yeah, he has said there will be some changes.
Yes. Yeah, there needs to be.
A lot of us A lot of them could have been foreseen, that's all I'll say,
Agreed.
but they chose to ignore. Just like they chose to ignore increasing high school graduation standards and lower.
Yeah, local government everywhere is speaking out on this, whether it be at the council or the library or the school, or, I mean, everybody's seeing the cuts right now, so it's a big problem.
That's good to at least know they're working on it.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I don't know what it will look like, but I'm sure it will be a very long hundreds and hundreds of page bill,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
Any other questions for Abby? If not, thank you very much, Abby. Thanks for all your good work. See, pass on Patrick as well.
He'd rather be here, so.
So I'm sure he would. Next up, mobility manager update, Amanda.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start talking about the My Freedom program. Things are still going successful with that. Jen and Phil and Karen and I worked together to just make some minor changes so that we could get control on the number of trips, because that program has been so successful that we were seeing the money being spent quicker than we wanted to. And so we just made some minor adjustments to make sure that we stayed at a comfortable pace there. With the pilot, things are continuing with that. We've been doing some training with Hamilton County. They use the software that we'll be using as well to book those trips. And so they've been very generous to spend some one-on-one time with me as well as with our team to make sure that we've got that training ready to go so that when it launches, we are good to go with that. You know that Whitestown, we made some changes to the route. And in June, that launch, things have been going well still. We've worked with JTPR to get a lot of marketing pushed out to continue to try to boost that ridership over there. You can see that we had 720 riders this past September compared to 554 in August. So that was a good little jump there. We have done a lot of things. We had 25,000 postcards that went out in the summer. And then another batch that went out in the fall. Those went out to low income families, letting them know that there are higher paying jobs out in Whitestown, that they can take that connector, connect with the Indigo bus and take that connector. And we've had social posts, we've had newsletter posts regarding this as well. Jen from JTPR also printed out over 200 flyers. They're like nice postcards, actually. I shouldn't call them flyers because they're thicker, and that I've been delivering out to community centers that can give those out to their clients and make sure they know about what's available. Our team's been writing the connector and making sure that they know what's going on. And we really tried to do some targeted, talking to writers and finding out their stories so that we can push those out and try to stir up some more interest in writing. We've also been focused on Marion County events and including making sure that we're in the transit center as well, talking to the writers and ensuring they know, hey, do you know you can connect out to jobs in Whitestown and Plainfield? Sam, our outreach rep, she's done a great job in Boone County, making sure that she's targeting those businesses along the connector route and talking to them as well. And so we have seen a little bit of an increase. We've also, Todd was able to get me in contact with someone that is allowing us to they're bringing back the Boone County Roundtable, the HR Roundtable. And so we will be the first presenters on the dates in November. And so I'm taking Sam along with me. So she'll have a table set up to make sure that we can connect with those in HR. Ensure we've talked to them and they know about our connector. And then I'll also be presenting about transportation opportunities and how they can present those to their teams. And so we're really hoping that that assists us as well in continuing to boost that ridership. Transitioning to Plainfield, you will see, I will tell you, in 2024, the Plainfield connector had 1,193 riders in September. This year, 2,631. So huge spike, over 1,000 more year over year. I really credit, they have a great website that features different job opportunities. And so when anyone calls us and says, hey, I'm looking for a job, I've heard you have this connector, we can point them directly to that website. So for Whitestown, we actually updated our website. So if someone goes to our website, they can see, we don't have the access to all of the open jobs, but what we do have access to is all the websites of so they can go straight there and see what opportunities are along the connector. But what Plainfield has going for them is they keep that updated. The job links are right there. People can apply right from there. So I keep encouraging Whitestone to add that to theirs as well. And so I know that's something that they're looking into. Obviously Plainfield has the additional stops as well, so that does help them. But running parallel along with our connector in Plainfield is also a lift program that they've been running. So I believe I mentioned this to you guys in the past. They've been running this pilot for over a year now, and they're seeing, they went from having ridership. It just continues to grow. They were having, with this lift program, basically anyone who lives in Hendricks County and they want to get a ride to the EID in Plainfield, they can do so for free at no cost. The business they go to does have to be in the Plainfield EID. And they have been taking rides as well outside of Hendricks County. So they've told us about people coming from Johnson County, from Marion County, all the way from the east side as well. The average ride is within 15 to 30 minutes away, but they're spending a lot of money on this lift program. So they went from averaging about $10,000 a month to now in the past couple of months, $60,000 a month on this lift program. And so their last board meeting, there's some talks about, okay, wow, this program is so successful, you know, what do we want to do? And they are averaging, August, they had 2,600 lift rides. And so that, just to give you guys a heads up, they are looking at, you know, what is the future of this? Do we need to cap this? Because they obviously can't sustain the $60,000 a month. And so we do have some upcoming meetings. Jen and Phil and I will be meeting with them, just talking about, you know, how successful. Obviously, they can't, if for some reason they decided to keep putting all their cards in the lift program, well, they will lose all of those riders on the connector. I mean, so we're very pleased to see over 2,600 riders on the connector, so glad that it's doing well. And I'll keep you updated with that on where it goes, but it is interesting to see how much usage they're getting out of the lift program. But I do know they're going to be capping it at $25 a ride. They already voted in their board meeting. So anyone that's ride is above $25, they're having to pay the difference. So we're already seeing additional calls for our connector, people saying, hey, I'm no longer taking this lift service because I don't want to pay the difference. I can't afford that. I'm going to do your free connector. So that's good for the connector. Anything you want to add to that, Phil?
Not at the moment, but I'll help answer your questions.
Thank you.
Do we know if the lift program is shared rides?
There are not, it's individuals taking those rides.
Can they share if they wanted to?
Probably not.
I don't think so. I think it's those individuals that are booking the trips.
Can remind me, when did the workforce connector still stay at free?
That started in 2024, so this is our second year.
Did that explain some of the increase?
Absolutely, it could,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's a huge difference though in Plainfield to Whitestown, of course, and
Yeah.
I think it's a huge part of that jobs website and how much our team has people call, we're like, hey, check out the open opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of factors. I think that's definitely one of them.
Mhm.
I think our vendor is really great.
Remind me who that is?
Go Express.
That's right, okay.
So I think that's.
It used to be Miller?
It used to be Royal.
Royal.
So I think that's a part of it. I also think that it's a part of the strong outreach efforts of Sam.
Sam is great.
On our outreach team.
Yeah.
Like just, I mean, you'll see in a minute, when I get ready to, you know, update you with what the team has been doing. It's just, it's night and day difference of anything you've ever seen.
Anything else, Megan?
No, not for me. Really impacted them as taking it away from Traders Point. I mean, it's been great though to be able to target those who live in that area. I mean, there's apartments nearby, there's, you know, just the demographic in that area. Definitely, we're hoping, especially as people are learning about it, we're just gonna continue to see an uptick.
Yeah. Yeah, if they could do what Plainfield does with the jobs right on the, that would be
Yeah.
really helpful. Great, cool.
Thank
Yes,
you.
a lot of good things.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
Next up, executive director's update, Jen.
All right. We're getting close, guys, getting close. All right. So I wanted to kind of start off with filling you in with what other kind of triennial review. So the triennial review, honestly, all in all, I would say that it went really well. We did, you know, I would say it was fun that we were doing things pretty effectively. This was my second triennial review as the director. Third triennial review that I remember as a staff member that was kind of somewhat involved with it. So, you know, one of my, I think, biggest frustrations this time was in takeaways is that CIRTA is a unique organization. So unique that I think we stumped Region 5 on several different occasions with several different questions that we weren't able to get, maybe the most direct, you know, path forward, if that makes sense. So with that being said, just a couple of the main deficiencies I wanted to go over. We had a couple resolutions for two of them. But so one of them was that we had a deficiency for a missing cybersecurity FTA clause in our contracts. So, we had, of course, the DBE program, which we've already discussed. This one was kind of interesting. You know, I've been here sort of for a long time, and this one, it seems to be just, it goes back and forth between whose interpretation reviews it, and that was needing to have a TAM plan. So we had a triennial review finding that we do need a TAM plan, but it was their recommendation actually that we get added onto Indigo's TAM plan. So we've been working with Ryan and provided the appropriate requests and information that Ryan wanted from us to get added on to their group TAM plan. So that was the corrective action finding for that. And then the rest of the stuff we talked about already. So all in all, it was a good experience. Having them actually come on site this time, and we sat in this room and, you know, went through anything. And I don't know, Brandy, Bill, Amanda, do you guys have any comments about? No? Yeah.
It was interesting that the FTA is clearly get hit by the cuts, the staffing cuts. And it was interesting to hear the contractors say, I'd asked the question, I passed along this question in Washington office, but I don't know.
Who to pass it on
Talk
to.
him. I'll get an answer. So that probably influenced them as well.
Okay. So moving on from the audits, on some kind of, I want to say this is good news that we, Brandy and I sat down with the National Bank of Indianapolis and just kind of had a little account review with them, and we were able to identify a few ways to save money and a few ways to make money. So one of the things we were able to identify was that basically switching our account, and of course, we've had this conversation with the executive committee, and they signed paperwork and agreed to make this switch into a sweep money market account to earn us some interest. So currently, that interest is about 2.94%. So right now, we did not include this interest, of course, into the budget because we can't, you know, we don't know what the interest rates are going to be or how they're going to fluctuate. But with those interest rates, not right now, we're projecting about $19,000 a year roughly, and funding into the sort of general fund for making the switch. So the good thing with that is there's a minimum balance requirement of $25,000, and if we end up falling below that $25,000, or get close to falling below that $25,000, you know, we can just move right back into the other type of account. So that was just an update that I wanted to share with you. I also wanted to kind of talk about a couple different advertising campaigns and strategies that we're doing right now, and a couple of them that are a little bit different and unique than what we've done in the past. So, you know, depending on how long you've been with CIRTA, you've heard us talk about using our advertising dollars for different things, from radio to billboards to, you know, different things throughout the years. And right now, have run several different advertising campaigns through Facebook, online display ads, and Instagram. And some of those examples of things are in your packet that were in the board. And they've actually it's been nice to see those results, because we're actually getting people to register from them. And like every single day, we're receiving profiles from people who are seeing that information and things to that extent. We are actually just started in September, on September 22nd. We're doing streaming radio on Spotify for the first time. So some Spotify ads. One of the things, I don't know about others in the room, but you know, COVID has kind of changed a little bit how people listen to music, at least for some. Like, I never listen to the radio anymore in my car. I don't know about, you know, I'm sure some people do, but most people stream, they listen to podcasts, they have XM radio. So we wanted to try something a little bit different than what we've done in the past. We are also, I'm really excited about this, and we just launched and just started. We're trying to do something different for our van pool program. And we're doing a hyper local effort where we targeted from like Madison County down through Hamilton County on I-69 through downtown and some surrounding downtown businesses to focus, geo-target those areas for a specific van pool messaging, to target some van pools and things to that extent. So that's kind of exciting and a little different. We also just launched a direct mail campaign for religious congregations and with different community libraries and organizations throughout the whole CIRTA footprint. And another new thing that we're doing, and we started kind of just with some higher population counties. So right now I'm starting with Hamilton, but eventually we'll work around and hit all of the CIRTA counties with this tactic. But to use specific zip codes and messaging that will pop up through online efforts, directly talking and targeting residents. So for example, right now, hey, Fishers residents, did you know? Or hey, Carmel residents, did you know? So kind of doing that right now to try to target those zip codes more, so they realize this is a service and a benefit that they have to offer. So those are just some of our different advertising, unique advertising techniques that we are trying to do a little bit differently this year than your traditional billboards and radio. This is now my favorite part, is now I get to break on Chris and the team. So this is the exciting stuff I get to talk about. So since our last board meeting, there's been a lot of really strong strides across all program areas, but we've added, oh gosh, I didn't put the total, so I broke it up by month. No, I did 911 new commuters since the last board meeting. And so in September, for example, when I first started at CIRTA, and for many, many years, I think that we always had a goal of about 100. And as a part of the strategic plan, I increased that to 200. And we have July 239, August 227, September 290. So those numbers are continuing to increase. Right now, we're trending at 111% so far of our annual goal. We've added 2 new van pools. Going to do fast, and we have really strong leads that we're working with SMC right now in Noblesville, as well as Chewy and Clayton, for van pools. The team has attended over 30 community events. They're still attending events actually, all the way right now. We just attended, Chris, remind me where we were. We were at Riley Fest, and then we were,
We're gonna be at Hoosier Fall Festival this weekend in Franklin.
in Franklin. We were just in Morgan County.
Yep.
So yeah, we're still attending events right now. One event that I was really excited, I mean, I'm excited about all of them, but one that I was really excited about is Eliza got the opportunity to go to the IMPD North event, which was actually, she was actually set up in Castleton Square Mall. So, I mean, she just had a ton of foot traffic and a tons of interaction there. Couple other unique opportunities. We recently met with a large coalition of community organizations in Shelby County. So now for the first time, we have a blog, just like a blurb, that goes to multiple different Shelby County residents and organizations as CIRTA as a resource and things to that extent. So that was a nice win for us. And yeah, we're just continuing to stay busy right now and continuing to, there's really no downtime. It's to a point where we're like, oh, we need to bring all the team in for a meeting and a celebration, and we feel like we have to schedule it out pretty far in advance. So how busy everybody is. So it's a good thing. And I appreciate all their hard work. So that's all I have for you guys.
Questions of Jen? That's a lot of good news. Well, thanks to all of you. Thanks for all your hard work. I have one thing to add, if I can.
Sure.
Real quick, Jen, it's good to see you. So those who don't know Jen Thomas, you approved her contract extension.
Late, I had a previous meeting.
PR firm, served for some time, and we're happy to have her back as of last year. So good to see you here. So thanks, Jen. Anna might want to chime in on this too, but if you get a postcard in the mail,
Oh, yes.
and it needs to be in the mail, that says Hoosier Travel Counts, that's actually a joint project between the NDMPO and our NPO. And traditionally, we're known as Madison County Council of Governments, and it has a little byline there, but on there it says Heartland MPO, which is our new name. A lot of people think that what they're getting is a fraudulent. They're getting something for fraud. It is legit. So if somebody asks you, please tell them they need to contact the number. They have 2 options they can do. They can either do a 1-day where they go in and they'll fill it out online, or they can actually set up and do the travel survey by their phone. Nice thing about that is that's a 7-day log of your travel, which gives us a much broader range of information than we use. We use this as part of our calibration for our models. It is really important because it may have something to do with what gets done in the future in terms of improvements to the roadway network. So if you know of anyone that gets one, please tell them participate. You do get incentives for doing it. So if you have more people in your household than just yourself taking it, there's additional money for members of the household. We're a little short of where our marks are at. That's a concern. We had some issues in the spring in regards to kind of conflicted with spring break. We kind of alleviated that with fall break. We hope we did. Got a little better jump on it. So, but these are expensive endeavors, but they give us a lot of information back, and the fact that we partnered, both of us saved us money. I don't know, Anna, you may want to. I'm really pleased with our vendor. So, Sean's normally there, ran his team, as well as Andy, who's leading there, so as well as Danielle. So been a good partnership, but if you do get one, please participate. Don't throw it in the trash. So That's the most important thing. You wanna add anything?
We have an interview with the Indy Star today to try to push it. Again, it's just hard because you have to be invited to participate, right? It's not just an open survey. So we're excited about that. Pitch that story that got picked up. I like the vendor. Our responses are down and I'm pushing hard the vendor to.
We had I don't think any of us thought that people would say, this must be some fraudulent thing, just chuck their cards, so. Something else you gotta learn to battle, so that's a lot, I guess, what's going out in the mail. People are automatically skeptical, so it's the world we live in, so. Well, that's all for me, thanks, anything else, Jen?
No.
If not, need a motion for adjournment? A motion? Actually, you don't. I know, Ray told that, so. Our next meeting is, first Tuesday or second Tuesday in December.
Yes, an American Structure Point.
December 9th.
So, thanks, everyone. I got through a large agenda reasonably quick time today, so appreciate your patience. Enjoy the rest of what we have in fall. Look forward to seeing you in December.
Well, thank you, everyone.